Hi, Carol here with an overview of shared services in Primum. In this video, we'll run through 3 real-life examples of how a physician or APP would use Primum to document his or her shared encounters. In this first example, patient Jean Anderson is assigned to a physician, Dr. Carol Hart, and an APP, Michael Davidson. This patient will show up on both providers' rounding lists as a result of this assignment. Now, jumping into Primum, in the rounding list screen, you'll see this new care team column with both assigned providers' initials populated. As you can see by the green dot next to Michael Davidson's initials, he's already seen this patient on this date of service. As Dr. Carol Hart, to document that I've also seen this patient on that day, all I will need to do then is to click on the care team column or this seen bar. It will then open up the encounter that Michael Davidson has entered. I'll simply click Share to add my name to that encounter. Please keep in mind that the Share button will only appear if the other assigned provider has entered an E&M encounter for that patient. Now you'll see both provider names up here at the top, indicating that it's now a shared service. If you open up this encounter, you'll see both provider names again in the Provider and Provider APP fields. In this second example, we have patient David Carden, who is also assigned to Dr. Carol Hart and Michael Davidson. Michael is the only provider that sees patient Carden on this date of service. As Dr. Carol Hart, since I do not have a face-to-face encounter with patient Carden on this date of service, I can remove my name from the care team. To do that, click on the My Patients button at the top. Find patient Carden on the list and change the assigned provider from Dr. Carol Hart to Michael Davidson. And don't forget to click Save. If you close out the My Patient screen, you will see that patient Carden is no longer on your rounding list. In this final example, patient Jim D'Alessio is only assigned to Dr. Carol Hart. However, Michael Davidson also ends up seeing this patient on the date of service. Now we are in Primum as Michael Davidson, and as you can see, patient D'Alessio is not currently in his rounding list. To add him, click All Patients button at the top, find patient D'Alessio on the list, and select Michael Davidson from the Assigned APP dropdown. Click Save to finalize it. Back in the rounding list, since Dr. Hart has already seen the patient, there is a green dot next to her initials. Michael Davidson will then click on the Care Team column or the Seen bar to open that encounter to be shared. You will then click on the Share button and you are done. In summary, the first example, we demonstrated how an advanced practice provider and a physician can now share an E&M encounter on the same date of service. In the second example, we explained how a provider can remove his or her name from the patient's care team. And in the third example, we showed how a provider can add his or her name to the patient's care team and share an encounter with the other care team provider. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to direct any questions you may have by emailing us at primum@symmetricrs.com.